Hey everybody, it's me Tian here. I hope everybody's doing great. Now, let's talk about rugby. The Springboks are facing against the Barbarians at this Saturday at 10 past 5 South African Standard Time in the afternoon. Um, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be an epic game. History is being made in the sense that it's the first time that the Springboks are playing against the Barbarians in South Africa. So yeah, the Barbarians and Springboks faced each other before, but it was overseas. So it's the first time that they're facing each other here in South Africa. So it's going to be an exciting match. Now, before I discuss through talk about the team um, that Rasi selected for Saturday's game, I just have a question for you guys before we start. Um, yeah, my question is, who's the three Springboks that played the most games for the Barbarians? It doesn't have to be consecutive games. It can be throughout their playing careers. So yeah, who's the three Springboks that played the most games for the Barbarians? And I'm gonna give you guys a tip. Um, all three Springboks weren't born in South Africa, um, but they've played for the Springboks, but they weren't born in South Africa. So please, uh, if you want to leave your thoughts, or please, if you want to go and think who you think play who do you think is the three Springboks that play the most games for the Barbarians in the comments below, and I'll um, at the end of this video I'll give you guys the answer that I found on Google. So yeah, now sorry, the team that Rasi selected for Saturday to play against the Barbarians. So um, yeah, Rasi went with experience. Um, yeah, for Saturday's game. Um, there is a few players that are making their debut, um, and or is wearing the Springbok jersey for the first time. But Rasi and the Springbok coaching staff went for more with experience, because they said that they are seeing this as a test match. Or but yeah. Anyway, so with the starting lineup, Rasi went with Oxenchair, a very powerful scrummager. Malcolm Marx, in my opinion, who's in the top three best hookers in the world currently, and who's in my opinion in the top three best South African hookers of all time. Um, please, if you please share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you guys think is the top three best hookers in the world currently, and the top three best hookers in Springbok history up to this date? And then Rassi went with the Lions tight head prop Asenati Nklabakanye, who me and my dad, um, for some reason, funny reason, who we call the assassin, for don't know why. Um, yeah, so he went with the Lions started prop Asenatin Klabakanye, aka the assassin. Um, the lock pairing Rassie went with John Klein at 4, um, and Louis Jager at 5. Um, Rassie didn't pick Eben in the 23-man squad, assuming it's because he wants to rest Eben and for the later Springbok tests, against Italy and Georgia, and the other tests against later on this year. So yeah, and Louis Jager, I mean, he's prone to get injured a lot. He wasn't, um, he didn't play or wasn't in the group to go to the 2023 Rugby World Cup, and um, play was um, played 2-3 years ago for the Springboks before he got injured and was ruled out for the World Cup 2 years ago. Yeah, um, at the loose trio is Siya Kolisi, who's the captain. No, um, was to be expected. Then you have Vincent Tuka making wearing the Springbok jersey for the first time. Um, and I think with Pieter-Steph, who is injured, I'm not 100% sure for how long, but he's injured. So Vincent, I think Vincent would want to prove that he belongs in the um, Springbok squad for future tests, and that if Pieter-Steph is injured, that Rassie could pick him there um, for the Springboks at the number 7 jersey. Then at 8, uh, Rassie went went with Jean-Luc du Preez. Um, it's the first time that he play. It's Jean-Luc du Preez. The last time he played for the Springboks was in 2023 against Argentina before the Rugby World Cup. Um, so with Jasper, I think Jasper is also injured. Ulrich Louw and Cameron Hanekom being injured. I think Jean-Luc would also want to prove to Rassie that, hey, I'm there. I want you. I want you to pick me for future tests at 8, or to be at least an option, or a good candidate to be there at 8. Um, yeah, at the scrum off and fly off combination, Rassie went with Morné van den Berg from the Lions and Sasha Feinberg from KwaZulu from the Stormers. Uh, yeah, Morné van den Berg's box kicking is pinpoint, and we all know what Sasha is capable of doing. Um, then Rassie, the centre combination that Rassie Erasmus went with, is the um, behind John de Villiers and Jacques Free, is the second best centre combination in Springbok history, in my opinion, behind John de Villiers and Jacques Free. He went with the reliable ball carrier Damian de Allende and the reliable Jesse Kriel with his defence organised, and is the number 1 outside centre for the Springboks, and de Allende currently the number 1 inside centre for the Springboks, and their combination, they are a deadly centre combination. Then the back three, the Rassie went with Kurt-Lee Arendse at left wing. We all know and saw what he capable of doing. Him stepping, running past players. He's very dangerous on attack. And Cheslin at right wing, the same as Kurt-Lee, dangerous running around players stepping them, and Kirtley and Cheslin are very good under the high ball. And then we have Apalele Fassi at fullback. He played brilliantly for the Sharks this season, and last year when Rassie chose Fassi, he also played brilliantly in the Springbok jersey. Let's see how if he can keep that form up for the Springboks. Then on the bench, Rassie went with Marnus van der Merwe from the Scarlets. He was from the before going to the Scarlets, he was from the Cheetahs. Then he moved to the Scarlets. Also, the first time putting a Springbok jersey, wearing Springbok jersey, and with Bongi, not uh, with a chance that Bongi isn't going to the um, Rugby World Cup, or not able to go to the Rugby World Cup in 2027. Marnus wants to say, hey, yeah, please, you can rely on me as well. Take me. I'm also a very good candidate for the Rugby World Cup. Even if Bongi goes, he Marnus wants to put him there as a, hey, I'm reliable, please, for future tests and for the Springboks, I'm here, please pick me. Then the Rassie went, the two props, Rassie went with Jan Hendrik Wessels, the reserve loose set prop from the Vodacom Bulls, and Neetling Forshire from the Stormers. Um, with Frans Malherbe and Vincent Koch, aka Mr. Incredible. We're not sure if they are going to the next World Cup or not. Neetling Forshire and the Assassin, aka Asanat in Klabakani, wants to prove to Rassie that, hey, we are the future tight end props for the Springboks. And then we are for the two. Then Rassie obviously went, surprisingly, went for a 5-3. It's not, doesn't usually go for a 5-3. He usually goes for a 6-2, but he went with Frank Mostert, you know, um, aka Saus, because Mostert's his last name, and Mostert is a Saus, so he went with Saus as the reserve lock, and he can also play blindside flanker number 7, and he did play for the Springboks there as well. And then Rassie went with Quagga Smith, who we all know what Quagga is able to do. Um, the Quagga might Sia, for the Springboks, doesn't always play the full 80 minutes. He usually gets subbed off, so Quagga might go and play or replace Sia at 6, because we all know what Sia is capable of. So Rassie might go and let Vincent Tsuka and Jean-Luc du Preez go and play the full 80 minutes and show Rassie what they're capable of doing. Um, and Saus can always slot in at that number 7 jersey if if Rassie wants to, but I think Saus is going to replace Luit, because I'm not sure if Luit's able to play the full 80 minutes or if he's going to get injured or not. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't get injured, but Saus is there to cover lock and the blindside flanker number 7. Then Rassie, for the backline players, Rassie went with Kobus Reinach for experience, and he's very fast. Kobus. Rassie then went with Manie Libbok. We also know Manie is very dangerous on attack. His football assist is also very accurate. Yeah, let's just see. Manie did struggle with his um, kicking accuracy to poles. Um, before the before the Stormers played against Glasgow in the quarterfinals, and before unfortunately losing that game, uh, Manie only had for the 2024-2025 season for the Stormers. Manie only had a 50% success rate kicking to poles. So hopefully, you know, he worked on his kicking to poles. But the, besides kicking to poles, Manie is a brilliant player. The only downside is kicking accuracy to poles. But let's see. And then Rassie went with Andre Esterhuizen on the bench to most likely replace Andre Esterhuizen. Andre is most likely, I think, gonna replace Damien de Allende probably, or something like that. Um, but before I give you guys the answers for the question I asked earlier in the video. Um, Interestingly enough, that about Sasha Feinberg from Kumzulu, Rassie said that there is a massive expectation from Sasha from the supporters. I think it's to see how Sasha plays and if he can play the way he usually plays. Um, and Rassie also said that he would like to see um, Sasha balance of approximately 70% of keeping to the game plan and structure that the Springboks have, and especially for Saturday against the Barbarians, and then 30% doing something spectacular that we all know Sasha is capable of doing. Um, Rassie also said about the Asunati, aka the assassin, that he and that he uh, currently weigh 141 kilos. Um, uh, he originally weighed 159 kilos, but lost 18 kilos and now weighs 141 kilos because he and Jan Hendrik Wessels did all week with uh, scrum coach Don Himan on his farm. So, with losing, weighing 159 kilos, losing 18 kilos in 1 week, um, now weighing 141 is a lot. I mean, for 1 week, jeez, man. Yeah. Um, Now, the answer to the question that I've asked in the beginning of the video. Um, the question I asked was, which three Springboks played the most games for the Barbarians throughout their rugby playing career? Uh, and I gave you guys a hint that these three players weren't born in South Africa. Um, so the first player with the most games played for the Barbarians is Adrian Garvey, who was born in Zimbabwe but played for the Springboks, and played 11 times for the Barbarians. Um, The second player with the most games played is Percy Montgomery, um, who was actually born in Namibia, obviously, played for the Springboks, and he played 10 games for the Barbarians. And the third Springbok that played the third most games for the Barbarians is Bob Skinstad, who was just like Adrian Garvey, was born in Zimbabwe and played 9 times for the Barbarians. So he played he played for the Barbarians 9 times. So that is the answer, or what? That's the answer to the question I asked. Who is the three Springbok players who played the most for the Barbarians? I actually found this on Google, so it's just a fun fact, or a fun fact that I think it's a fun fact before we before the Springboks are playing against the Barbarians this weekend. Um, yeah, guys, please like and subscribe to this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, I hope everybody has a great day further. This is Tian signing out.